Coming to you live from the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California, and all across the world, psychic, medium, and energetic healer Sheena Metal brings you Messages from Spirit.
Hi, and welcome to Messages from Spirit, only on Parapod TV. I'm your host, Sheena Metal. I'm a psychic medium. I'm an energetic healer. I'm an interfaith minister, and I come to you live every Wednesday at 2 o'clock Pacific time. Here's what we do here every week on Messages from Spirit. I'm a real psychic. I talk to real people just like you. They ask real questions. I work to get them real messages from Spirit, and we have real conversations, and hopefully they get real answers and some real healing. We do it every week, and if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please send me a text message. If you're in the U.S., 818-437-0886. If you're outside of the U.S., on WhatsApp, 1-818-437-0886. And of course, my website, SheenaMetalSpiritual.com. Please visit me there. I would love that. And you can find me everywhere on social media, just at Sheena Metal. And that's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and X, formerly Twitter. So many things to talk about, right? It's such an interesting time. And this solar eclipse that we had last week really brought three things forward. Renewal, rejuvenation, and restorative rebirth. And the wonderful thing about that is that it means that, you know, as much as we feel like, oh, I'm trapped in my life, everything's gone bad, you know what? It hasn't. And here's the thing. Every day we can start over. But sometimes we don't. We need reasons to start over, right? It's a birthday. That's a new year. It's New Year's. That's a new year. It's sometimes different folks of different religions have a different new year. That starts a new year. Sometimes people who are sober, that starts a new year. It's all about new. But the thing is, you have the ability to start that renewal and rebirth process at any time. And the best thing is that you are, if you're looking for a reason to have to do it, a new moon is great. New moons always bring with them new energy. A full moon is great. Full moons always bring with them completion. Really great are the lunar eclipses and the solar eclipses. And this last one, that's what it was all about. The lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse, they're great reasons because they bring with them change. The universe is literally showing you a cycle. And cycles sometimes, and being shown that cycle, are what inspire us as human beings who sometimes don't make changes until we either have to or we have a reason to really pony up and get into a place of renewal and restoration and rejuvenation. And one of my favorites, rebirth. We can be born so many times on this earth. Well, that's another thing. Getting indoctrinated into a new religion, right, is being called reborn or born again. That's another thing that people start over with, right? What day was I born again? What day was I, was my confirmation? What day was I baptized? What day did I join this new church? There's all different things that we use as the anniversary. So I celebrate my birthday as a new year. Our Western calendar year, January 1st, as a new year. The Celtic New Year, November 1st, Samhain, as a new year because I'm of Irish heritage. And also I consider the day that I founded my nonprofit, raisingthevibration.org movement of peace, love, kindness, and unity that I did on my mother's birthday, the year that she died, November 9th. I consider also a renewal year. It's kind of my spiritual birthday in a way. And interestingly enough, 3 years after I founded the movement, on that day was the day that I got baptized at my new church during my own Saturday night spiritual service that I minister. So that's that birthday as well. So for me, November 1st, November 9th, my mother would love that I had two in Scorpio. January 1st and April 2nd, my birthday, are my renewal years. So think about that. What are your renewal years? And if you want a shorter span of time, are you going to make yourself a promise to do something new, to rebirth yourself in a new way every month when the new moon comes? It's a great way to do it. So it's something to think about. Renewal, rebirth. Think about those things. Start thinking about what things do you want to change in your life, and how can you rebirth? And when are you going to have the renewal and the rejuvenation? Keep those 4 R's in your head, right? Rebirth, renewal, rejuvenation, and restoration. All right, let's do a message from Spirit. I'm so excited. Who's first? Hi.
Hi, Sheena.
Hi, who are you and where are you coming in from?
I'm Heather, and I'm calling from Hesperia, California.
Beautiful. And what's your question for me, sweetie?
As of lately, me and my oldest daughter have been receiving a lot of signs, and I've even been receiving visits in my dreams from loved ones. And we're just wondering, is there a message they have for us? Because there's some questions we have, and I'm wondering if they have the answers.
A couple of things. The short answer is yes. And the long answer is this is a time of spiritual awakening for you. Both you and your daughter have been on the spiritual journey together, and you're both very much opening up. And your folks that have passed, and also your spiritual team, who some necessarily were not on the earth with you or never on the earth, are really wanting you to know, Heather, that now is the time for you to let go of a lot of things in this life that no longer serve you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
Problems with people, things are disappointments, grief, things that didn't go the way you thought they would. They're telling you, look, the spiritual stuff is what's important. The earthbound stuff is important for lesson learning, but that's about it. It's not anything. You don't need to hang on to an argument you had with somebody in high school. You don't need to hang on to something that happened to you when you were 10. They want you to let all of these things go and lighten your energetic load so you can spiritually soar more and get to the point where you can sit down and have conversations with them, and you won't need a medium like me. You won't need anybody to intervene. You can just do it on your own. But there's so many things of the earth that you need to let go of. I always use the analogy of they throw the sandbags out so the hot air balloon can rise, right? And you still have some sandbags in your basket.
Yeah.
So the signs are to tell you, look to the spiritual, let go of the earthly things that no longer serve you. Does that make sense? Am I right that you're on a spiritual journey?
Yeah. I've just kind of started, and I've been wanting to strengthen in my abilities, and I've been doing a lot of meditation. And that's when I have gotten more visits in my dreams.
Yes.
Since I've been doing that.
Yes, and they're sleeping dreams, right? Not just waking dreams, but actually you're asleep.
Yeah, and I've always had that. I've always had loved ones come in when I'm sleeping, and they'll do visits, but not as often as it's been lately.
Well, it's the easiest time, right? If you come in, for human beings who resist things, we can literally, with our free will, purposely push away spirit visitations. A spirit can be in front of us like, hello. We're like, I don't see anything. Because we have the ability to do that, sometimes they come when we're in an unconscious state, and we're not going to consciously push them away. We as human beings can be very stubborn, very controlling of ourselves and others. We tend to accept more things when we're sleeping because we're in an unconscious state. We're more accepting of things, we believe things more. And then we wake up and we're like, oh, that was a bunch of crap. That didn't happen. But, so oftentimes, especially after folks pass, like soon after they pass, they'll very often come and visit in dreams. Even my mom visited me in dreams all the time. And my dad, who I didn't even think liked me when he was alive, came and visited me a lot after he died. And I can certainly have the ability to talk to people without that, and have with my mom many times. But that's just a thing. So take stock in what they say in the dreams. This idea that a dream isn't real, or a dream has to symbolize something else. Not always. Sometimes they're coming through and they're giving you direct messages in dreams, and that's the message.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Keep on your path, sweetie. You're in good shape. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. So beautiful.
Bye.
Yeah. Listen to your dreams, people. There's stuff going on there. And it's not all like allegorical, or no, sometimes it's just somebody comes in a dream and says, hey, but I do have weird dreams. Like one time I had a dream and I went to the door and my dad was at the door. He'd already passed. He was in one of my mom's muumuus that she was really into in the 80s. And he just sat in his chair, which is no longer there. I live in this house now. And he just wouldn't move. And then another time, because he did the Neptune Society with his ashes, I was sitting on the beach in Huntington and his ashes washed up on the shore, and then they materialized into him and he started walking towards me. So, there's some funky stuff, but pay attention to it because it's important. Great question, Heather. Let's do another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi, Sheena.
How are you?
Good, and yourself?
I'm wonderful. What's your name and where are you coming in from?
Mark, and I'm coming from Macomb, Michigan.
Beautiful. And what's your question for me, sweetie?
I don't have a specific question. I just wanted to know if Spirit has a message for me.
Go
ahead.
And what?
I was just going to ask if Spirit had any kind of message for me.
Yeah, look, it's very clearly 2024 is going to be a big shift year for you. And I don't feel like you're not having a good life. I don't feel like things aren't good in your life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. You're going to take a new path next year. And it's going to be really exciting. And it's going to bring into it some new energy, some new people, new tribe, which I feel like you really are sometimes really wanting some new energy to kind of change it up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really going to be something that's very close to your heart in a passion sense. Because I like I said, I feel like everything is great with you.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just like a little lack of excitement. Does that make sense? There just needs to be a little more excitement in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's coming for you next year.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you're going to be great. You're going to love it, but don't be scared of the change. Okay.
Okay.
Change years can be scary. Don't be scared.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You betcha. Yeah. Spirit's always looking out for you. That's the most important thing to know, that Spirit always has your back, everybody. And I think that, we need to remember that. Sometimes clients will say to me, has Spirit forgotten about me? Am I even loved? Like, is there a reason why I'm here? Oh my God. There is 100% reason why you're here. There's never a moment of your life where there's not a reason why you're here. Yeah. Don't ever forget that. And Spirit is always with you. There's no such thing as God abandoned me. The only way that you would be abandoned by Spirit is if you purposely went to the dark side and made a contract to no longer live in the light. Then Spirit would be like, okay, you got adopted by somebody else. Let us know when you want to come back. But no, there is no, you're always here, and there's always a purpose for you. And as you get to a point where you plateau in a certain area, and I could see that with Mark, Spirit finds another way to move forward. They find another thing that's great about you that needs to be worked on, and they'll move you in a new direction that's exciting. So things to think about. Thank you, Mark. Wonderful. If you want to be a guest on the show, send me a text message. 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. I'm Sheena Metal. This is Messages from Spirit, only on Parapod TV. And let's do another message from Spirit.
Hi. Sheena. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, sweetie?
I'm doing good.
Who are you and where are you from?
My name is Patricia. I'm from Largo, Florida.
Beautiful. And what's your question for me today?
We had a big upset at work last week, and I lost 90% of my department.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we're not getting any clarity if there's going to be another one. Are we safe?
No, I think if you survived and you're in that 10%, you're okay. It looks like what Spirit is showing me, sweetie, is that there is basically your company is having a lack of business. There's a lack of income coming into your workplace. And so they didn't want to have to pay for a bunch of people when they're not making a lot. And you know, in a normal world, you'd hang on, right, to see if you started doing better before you cut people loose. But that's not how the world is right now. The minute the profit margin starts to come down, people start getting let go. So I don't see that they can let any more people go and still be able to survive in that department. So I think you're safe. But I can imagine it was a shock, and congratulations on making the cut.
Yeah, because, 90% is like losing a second family.
Yes, it's hard. It's so hard for them in this time of year. I think nobody should be allowed to lose their job from September 1st to January 31st, because what a horrible time with holidays coming up and things coming up to have to deal with that.
They made good. They are paying him to the end of the year.
Good. I like that. You're okay, sweetie. Everything's going to be okay. And I don't want you to worry. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care, sweetheart.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye, hun. We're all riding through that right now. I mean, people that don't work for themselves, and even people that do work for themselves, because when other people are losing their jobs, then they're putting less income into people's other businesses. You're not buying as many toys or as much ice cream or as much psychic advice. So when the economy takes a dip, it hurts all of us. But I just feel horrible for people who get let go this time of year. One year I lost a radio show right at the end of November, right like a week before Thanksgiving. And it was like a gut punch. I'm like, but it's Christmas. So it must be very hard for these folks, even this far into October. So I say some prayers for them. And congratulations, Patricia. Do you feel like you just made the cut on American Idol or The Voice? Amazing. Part of our life lesson is to deal with loss. It's part of being on this human planet. I'm not crazy about it. Loss is something that's very hard for me. Just as many years as I've spent on the earth, it's started to get a little better, but it's still not terrific. Loss is hard. And we're supposed to keep moving through things. And sometimes when something is not really for you anymore and you're not getting that message, Spirit will snatch you out of that situation. Or sometimes when you're not you have not yet experienced that kind of loss. You have to experience the loss just to feel what that's about. But I know it's always difficult. I know it's never easy. And I'm sending you so much love, Patricia. I know it's hard to lose a work family. It's hard to lose friends. It's just a lot of things about life are hard. And it feels like right now life is particularly hard. It's almost like some people have used COVID to bring us all back together again, the quarantine, and that's what it was supposed to be on a spiritual level. Unfortunately, some people have used it to be greedy and covetous and not treat people well. And that's not what it was supposed to be about. And that makes me sad. So I'm sending you love, sweetie. So much love. Okay, who wants a message from Spirit? Let's do another one. Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Who are you? And where are you from?
I'm good. My name's Amanda, and I'm from Spokane, Washington.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
How are you today? How's the Great Northwest?
It's great. It's hot today, though, but it's beautiful.
That's awesome. What's your question for me, sweetheart?
Well, I've had some recent passings of family members, and I just want to know if there's any messages, like an
Sure.
important message that I need to know.
Because we move fast here, darling. Who in particular do you want to hear from?
It doesn't matter. Whoever is coming the strongest that thinks that they need to tell me the most important thing.
Super strong female energy. Who is that?
It could be either my grandma or my other grandma. I have two grandmas that are passed.
Yeah, I was gonna say grandma, but I got confused. Very strong, very kitchen oriented.
Yes.
You know which one that is?
Yes.
Okay, she's showing me a tray of cookies, and she's telling me that you are not baking cookies enough for yourself. Now, she doesn't really mean, get out a Toll House recipe and bake cookies, but she means you're not treating yourself. You are not giving yourself enough emotional and spiritual snacks. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, because
you're living a lot of your life in the hustle mode and the strife mode, Amanda, but you're not just stopping like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take an hour and I'm going to go by my favorite coffee place and I'm going to get a coffee and a treat and I'm going to sit for an hour and like either look out the window or, mess around on Facebook or listen to something from my Spotify playlist. And I'm just going to give myself that time because there's this whole, like, I don't have time and I shouldn't waste the money on this and I shouldn't do that. And that's what's kind of missing from your life is that the exhale time. And grandma's saying that you used to spend a lot of that time with her when you were little. Treat time.
Yeah.
And she wants you to give yourself treat time. She wants you to ethereally bake yourself the cookies and just sit and eat the warm cookies. And if you want to like literally bake yourself something, that's okay too. But she's saying it's more an ethereal message than it is an actual get out there and make cookies. And she said it would even be better if you didn't make the cookies, if you went somewhere where someone else made the cookies and let yourself take the time to rest. Is that true, Amanda, that you don't give yourself a lot of time to rest?
I don't. I'm constantly on the go. I have 7 kids, so I'm always go. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Everybody will be okay for an hour if you want to sit somewhere and have a nice beverage and a treat.
Okay.
Okay. And you just once a week or however long you do it, you just say, you know what? Mama's going to go. Mama's going to go have a little mama time and just give yourself that time to do something you love. Or maybe just like go in a store and shop, but not like, oh my God, I have to get 17 things at the grocery store. No, go someplace you like and just browse. Like for me, when I need that time, I go to crystal shops and the music's playing and it's all the nice Buddhist and Hindu music with the cymbals and the harps. And I just like trip out on the beauty and I smell the incense and I buy a crystal and I'm the happiest person in the world for a month. So you need to give yourself a little bit of that time. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I'm taking a trip, but I feel like
hustle again.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is non-hustle time. Can you do non-hustle time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're good shape, sweetie. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
I'm sending you some love. Take that
Thank
time.
you.
Grandma says take that time.
I will.
Look,
thank you.
You bet, sweetheart. Look, the dead will kick our butts. If we don't do what we're supposed to do, they will come to us like, we told you, come on. When's this going to happen? Because they know when you pass, you're like, oh. So my mama was a Scorpio. She had a really bad childhood. So she was hard on people and not in a drama way. Like she was wonderful until you screwed with her. And then you were dead because that's how Scorpios are, right? You mess with me, you're dead. So she was dead. A lot of people were dead. And when she passed, one of the first things she said to me was, I was too hard on people. And I may have been right, but you don't have to be right. It didn't benefit me to cut people off. And in the end, it just made me lonely. So don't do that, which is funny because when she was alive, she was always telling me, you got to cut that person off. That person's horrible for you. And people can be horrible for you. People can do terrible things. But name one person in your life that's never done anything that made you angry. That probably doesn't exist. So, you have to be more gentle with people. And so it was like right when she passed, that was one of the first things that she had that 360 awareness of. So, listen to the dead, because they know. They know. All right, let's do another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi, Sheena. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm Johnny from Lancaster, California.
Hi, Johnny, from beautiful Lancaster, California.
Yeah.
How are you, my friend? It's nice to have you here. What's your question for me?
I wanted to know if my dad had any messages, or if he shows any signs when he's around, if he comes around.
Yeah, birds. Are you seeing hawks?
Hawks?
Out in beautiful Lancaster? Do you see hawks like circling above you?
Crows.
I'm sorry?
Crows.
Okay, crows. That's good. Yeah, crows will work. Or ravens, or I don't know. Do we see eagles in California? Big birds, not owls. Owls, he says no. He's always watching you, and he wants you to know when you see them circling above you that they're keeping an eye on you. He said sometimes when you're driving, he like flies alongside of you. Mm-hmm. Sometimes out in your back area, he like out your back window, he's out there, and he just wants you to know that he's there. He thinks sometimes that you're not 100% sure that he's actually with you and keeping an eye on you.
Okay.
And birds are incredible transmediums, and they will let human spirits or any kind of spirit come into their bodies and take it over for a little period of time. So sometimes you see a bird looking at you like it's not the bird, yeah. It's somebody else in there looking at it. The bird doesn't give a damn about you. It's somebody else looking. Not that birds don't love us all and care about us all, people. I don't want to get a bunch of email about you said birds don't care. But they don't need to come and stare in your face because they don't know you. But that's a spirit right. That has come into them. So are you seeing that? Big dark birds?
Yeah, there's crows in the area, but I haven't noticed any hawks.
Start looking for the hawks and start looking for the crows, and don't get in an accident, but sometimes look out your car window and see if you can see one out the window flying next to you.
Okay.
Because that's a thing. And your daddy's with you. He just wants you to be happy, sweetie. He wants you to smile 20 times a day. Can you do that?
Yeah, I try.
All right, you just did one with 19 to go. All right, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. You're awesome.
Thank you.
19 left. Yeah, our loved ones come in, right? And often as birds. My mom used to come as still does, as hummingbirds. One time even I came in here to go through her stuff in this house when I wasn't going to live here right after she died. And I went, I was, the upstairs was all that was left. And I went up the stairs and all the way to the end of the hall where my bedroom was. I hadn't been there in a month, and the house was completely locked up, no way to get in. I opened my bathroom door and there was a hummingbird sitting on the vanity light. It was just sitting there staring at me. This beautiful little red hummingbird, a big hummingbird. And it was just staring at me, and I couldn't get it to leave. I couldn't get it to move. I tried to shoo it. I finally didn't know what to do. So I took an X-Acto knife and I cut open the screen and I pinned it back, and I left the window open and closed the door. And I half expected to come back in a week find it dead. But I came back in a week and there it was. It was gone. But that's all kinds of things like that used to happen. They used to sit outside my radio studio window. It was four stories high, and people would say, I've never seen a hummingbird up that high. And it just hovers outside the window next to you. 100% her. So that's the kind of thing that our loved ones do for us, to let us know they're there and that they're keeping an eye on us. And that's very important. So think about that and know that. And don't be freaked out if you see a bird kind of giving you a side eye or looking at you a little too directly. It's not anything weird. As a matter of fact, really quick story. When I fell and hurt my knees, people know my knees are bad. I hurt them doing a musical in 2018 when they were absolutely at their worst, like their worst. It was the day I was starting physical therapy. And it was the day I had to return my car and pick up the new lease. And it was the absolute last day. I'd been putting it off because of my knees. So I'm walking to the car and I'm in so much pain I can barely think. And I think to myself, there is no way I'm going to get all the way to the car dealership, empty out the whole car, sit there while they process a new car, put everything in. I'm not going to make it. And then get to physical therapy. I'm not going to make it. So I'm walking to my car and I'm thinking, this is not going to happen. I'm going to turn around. They can come pick up the car. I don't care what happens. They can take the stuff in it. I'm not doing this. I'm going back in the house. I'm not going to physical therapy. And all of a sudden there was a hummingbird like in my face, like this close, and as I'm walking, it's flying backwards in my face. And I was like, okay, Mom. All right. And plus I was really attached to that car because that lease, she helped me sign for that lease when my credit was bad. And that was the last thing she did like 2 days before she died. And I was really hard to let that car go. And I'm like, I get it. Let the car go, get the new car, move on with your life. Everything's good. Hummingbirds are harbingers of messages, my friends. All right. And speaking of messages, let's do another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hello. Hi, I'm on my phone right now.
Oh, that's awesome. Who are you and where are you coming in from?
Hi, I'm Hong. I'm coming from the Midwest in the middle of nowhere in the country.
Are you really? What state are you
in? Missouri, Kansas City.
Okay. And are you in the middle of nowhere or are you in a city?
Yeah, I'm in the city, but in the middle of nowhere also. You can say that.
Welcome to the Midwest, my friend. What's your question for me?
Okay, my question is, so do you see, like, for my next clinical instructor to retake a class, like, how is he or she going to treat me? Is it gonna be easier? Because the last time I had a clinical instructor for the same class, she was pretty tough and kind of just throw me under the bus, and, it just wasn't a good time for me, and it was a really, tough class,
Right.
so I have to redo this class again. Do you feel I would get like a better, not better, but like an easier person perhaps? Because it's kind of like a lottery, you never know what you get, and like all my friends, they all have easier clinical instructors than me. So, and it's basically they have the power to pass or fail you. So I just want to know, like, will I have like better luck next time?
Yeah, it looks like the next one's going to be male, and he's going to be a lot easier. She's tough. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I understand how hard she had to work to come up and how hard it was for her. But I think to turn around and be that hard on somebody else is not the way to go. I think if you have it rough, then you're nicer and easier on your class. But she's just trying
Mhm.
to give you the same hard experience that it was for her. And I just think that, sweetheart, your personality, you don't do well with that kind of person.
Oh yeah. Do you think she was trying to throw me off the bus on purpose?
No, I just think she saw that you were a sensitive soul and she thought it was her job to toughen you up. And she thought being like that would toughen you up. But I think what it did was it just made you withdraw more into yourself because you don't give a good performance when somebody's being
Oh
like
yeah.
that. Some
That's so
people
true.
do. Some people really buck up if you bully them. It's that idea of military boot camp, right? But I'm a person, I don't react well to that. You start yelling at me and I'm out the door. So I just think your soul is so sensitive, which is a beautiful thing. And I think you just didn't do well with that kind of energy, sweetheart.
Oh yeah, she gave me like so much anxiety. I couldn't even like think straight. So, yeah. So, can you tell me a bit more about the next person? You said he's a male. Like, do you know anything else about him?
He is male and he's a tall, thin, dark eyes, soft spoken. He's just a little more gentle of a personality.
Okay, okay. He's not gonna like test me on tough stuff and then write me off on it, right? Because
No.
that's what she did to me. Okay,
No,
okay,
he's much more interested in making sure that his students do well. I mean, I'm not
okay.
saying that he's not tough because he can be tough, but
Mhm.
but not in that kind of way. He wants to make sure you're qualified, but he's not interested in
Mhm.
being like a Marine instructor, you know?
I see. But
You're in good
okay.
shape. You're going to be okay, sweetheart.
Okay.
Everything's good. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You bet, honey. I'm here when you need me.
Okay. Thank
Take
you.
care, sweetheart. Thank you,
Take
Hong.
care. Thank you.
I love that Hong referred to the Midwest as the middle of nowhere. So I just want to say real quick that Parapod TV is owned by the wonderful Tony Sweet, who also owns its sister stations, UBN Go and LGBTQI Go. And Parapod Festival is his as well. He is from Kansas. So we do love Midwestern people here. But I just laughed when she said that because it was funny the way that she said it. Yeah, some people think I grew up an actor, and I know some directors, their thing was like to treat you like crap and tell you you suck and you're a terrible actor and then you're going to get better. I would just be like, woo, don't let the door hit me on the way out. So I don't react well to that kind of stuff. And when I grew up and became a director, I'm a very gentle director. I love people through the process. I think everybody should be loved through the process. Even as a spiritual counselor, that's how I am. Some people are like, I tell my clients, you better fix it. Or I'm like, no, that's not how I am. So I think gentle souls just don't do well with that kind of personality. And I'm sorry about that, Hong. Let's do another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi.
How are
Sheena.
you?
Good. My name is Charlene, and I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, in the Midwest, of course, and it's not in the middle of nowhere.
Isn't that weird that you're both from Kansas City, Missouri? And I purposely try to spread you all out so we don't have anybody too close. And boy, I messed that one up, didn't I? What's your question for me, sweetheart?
So my question is, this relationship that it keeps coming and going, where does my spirit see me with this relationship? Do I keep trying? Do I give up and go and let go and go on? I mean, I'm torn.
Well, it's hard, Shirley, right? Because on one hand, there's such a soul tie there, right? It's almost like I can't quit you. You know what I mean? But on the other hand, this person is just not making the right choices for this relationship. And I feel like there's a lot of communicating on your end, not a lot of communicating coming back. And that trying to bring things up about the relationship doesn't go over well. And that sometimes the more you try to talk about it, the more your person shies away, right? And almost like withdraws into themselves. Look, I don't think that this is your forever relationship. I don't think it surprises you to hear that. I also don't think that right now is a great time for you to be ending a relationship. So I would say, let's see what happens in the next 3 months. And by the time
he's been silent and not even talking. I mean, I haven't even seen him for weeks. You know, I don't know what to do.
He'll be back. He'll be back. And maybe when he comes back, just act like you're not so into it. Just hold back a little bit and see if that helps. Because I think if he feels like he does not responsible for so much, even though he's not responsible for so much, for him it's a lot. This whole relationship is a lot. You know what I mean? It's not. You're not being a lot. He just can't handle anything. So let him come back next time. Be cool as a cucumber. Don't ask him where he was. Just, hi. And then just let him come back in and see if he can get it together over the next few months. And if not, if this happens again, it gets real crazy again, I would say then it's the time to cut it loose. Spirit's saying one more chance. There's one more chance in there.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Do you hate that story? Is that not the answer?
No, I just wanted to make sure my spirits I'm doing what my spirits want me to do.
Yeah, one more chance. Because ultimately what you would like is it for it to work out, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, he's like my best friend.
Yeah. Yes. All right, sweetie. One more chance.
All right, thank you.
Take care, sweetheart. Thanks for being here with me. I
You
appreciate
too.
it.
Bye-bye.
One more chance. Sometimes Spirit says one more chance, and you're like, but why? But why? And then sometimes you understand why. There have been times in my life where I've written people off and I'm like, I'm done. But then I remember what my mom said about not being too hard on people. As a matter of fact, after she said that to me, I went back and resurrected a friendship that I thought was over forever. And now we're great. We're different people, and I know where not to go. But one of my very best friends, like family, and always will be. So sometimes one more chance is a good idea. Doesn't mean you have to be continually abused by somebody over and over again. But sometimes Spirit will say, yeah, give it one more shot. And then that shot becomes the shot, and it's good. All right? All right. Let's do a message from Spirit. Who do we have? Hi.
Hello.
Who are you? Where are you coming in from, sweetie?
My name is Darla, and I'm from Eastern Kentucky.
Hi, Darla. That's beautiful. So you're the kind of Kentucky that's like almost to the Atlantic Kentucky, like West Virginia adjacent Kentucky.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's
cool.
still pretty southern.
Yeah, my mom was from Louisville, and I always laugh when friends of mine from the Deep South say, "Oh, you're from the Midwest," and I'm like, "No, Kentucky is Kentucky, and it's the South, and I'm very proud to be a daughter of the South, but it's the South." And so, yeah, don't tell me I'm not. My mom wasn't born in the South, because I remember her accent. It sounded a lot like yours.
Yeah.
So, what's your question for me, sweetheart?
Well, do you remember Felicia? My girlfriend Felicia. Okay, she's out of rehab.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's okay. It's doing good, but it's a little bit rocky. You know, it's the first beginning of everything.
Yeah. It's good. Enjoy it as a beginning. I know you want to like get in there, lock it all down, get married in 5 minutes, but don't do that, Darla. Let it be what it is. Give it the time that it needs. And
my bad. It cut out.
Oh, I said just don't rush it. Enjoy it at the beginning. Go slow. And notice that she's still like a baby, right? She's fresh out of rehab. So she can't handle anything. And don't take it personally if she seems overwhelmed by things, because that's how you feel when you're first in rehab, like somebody ripped your skin off. And just be gentle with her. And she's going to come around. I mean, she really wants you, and she wants this. Yeah. You just have to move slow because she can't handle a lot right now.
I mean, we are official. Like, she made it official.
Great. Yes.
Again. And I'm just wondering, is there anything particular that's really good going to happen to, like, you know, set the reels going so they can keep going?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that's already happening, right? She went in rehab. She got out of rehab. She made it official. I mean, before you guys were estranged. So I think that, you know, you're doing great and she's doing great. She just needs a lot of time to heal herself and be ready to be an adult person in the world, because you don't feel like that when you first get out of rehab. And Spirit is telling me to tell you, sweetheart, don't take it personally.
I was just wondering if there's something specific good gonna happen.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are just gonna keep getting tighter. What are you looking? I know when you say that, Darla, you're looking for something. So what are you looking for? I know you want to get married.
I do want to get married, but she actually opened up about it the other day. Like, no joke. Like, usually she'd be like, no, but like, she actually opened up.
Yeah, she needs time. It's not time. You don't want to get married right when you get out of rehab. She needs time to figure out who she is in the world sober.
So, but yeah, you think I'll be able to show her this the ocean next year? You think that?
Absolutely. Yes, when it warms up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's all.
Big old beautiful Atlantic Ocean. Absolutely, sweetie.
She's never seen the ocean. I want to take her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. What's close to you? Rehoboth Beach or?
Well, she wants to go to Florida.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. Take her there.
Do you see that happening? Like,
I do.
See that do you know what month it would be the best?
Probably like halfway through June.
Okay.
Mid-June.
Okay. My birthday is May.
Well, that's perfect. Then you go for that. And go ahead at the best time. Just remember to enjoy every minute, sweetie, and don't worry about what hasn't happened, okay? Because you can sometimes worry about the things that haven't happened more than you celebrate the things that have, sweetie.
I know. I worry myself to death.
No, let it go. Let it go, okay?
Well, yeah. Thank you.
All right. You're in good shape, sweetie. Thanks for being here. Thank you to all the amazing people today. What a great group. And what we learned from Darla, because we all learn something from every caller, right? Caller. I don't know what you call it when it's video and it's, I don't know, video or what we learn from every person who comes onto the show and asks a question. We learned something. And what we learned from Darla is take your time. Enjoy the experience. I have many clients in new relationships. They've been on 2 dates. The next question for me is, are we going to get married? Is he the one? What? Is she going to marry me? What? Like, you've been on 2 dates. Enjoy the process. You know, just like when you eat something, you're not supposed to scarf it down. You're supposed to enjoy it. Enjoy the process. That's how it is. Enjoy the process. Okay? All right. I'm sending you so much love. All of you that are watching, thank you. Thank you for being here. If you want to be a guest on the show, send me a text message, 818-437-0886, and I will text you back. I'm booking the end of November now, and we will get you in the schedule for sure. I can instant gratification get you on the schedule today. Of course, if you're out of the U.S., WhatsApp is great, 1-818-437-0886. Remember, when we send you the link to do the show, it doesn't matter where in the world you are. So you can do the show from anywhere in the world. You just have to get up or stay up or whatever you got to do to make it Wednesday at 2:00 Pacific time. Southern California time, my friends. So think about that. And then also, please visit my website and learn more about me. SheenaMetalSpiritual.com. A big overhaul is going to happen around Christmas time, but there's a lot of stuff there that's ready to go and accurate. Visit my store, learn about me, learn about the radio shows and the TV shows that I do and people who I've been guests on their shows. And it's all going to be so much fun. And then also, don't forget social media. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and X, formerly Twitter. I'm just at Sheena Metal. All one word, all lowercase, no numbers or spaces or extra letters. Those might not be really me. And follow me and you'll know when I go live and do psychic readings and all the fun stuff that I do. Thank you to Parapod TV, the wonderful Tony Sweet. And of course, my very dear friend Emery, who engineers and produces this show like a rock star. I couldn't do it without those two beautiful men, and I'm so happy to have them both as a part of my life. Until I see you next time, seek peace, live in love, lead with kindness, embrace unity, always work to raise not just your vibration, but the vibration of those around you, and in turn, lift the vibration and essence of the entire everything. And most importantly, don't forget that you are love and you are loved and you're loved by me. I'm Sheena Metal. This is Messages from Spirit, only on Parapod TV every Wednesday at 2:00 Pacific time. And you know what? I hope you have a great week and I'll see you next time with more Messages from Spirit.